Playlist, the parent company of MindBody, which is the Booker and which also owns Booker, ClassPass, agreeing to merge with fitness technology firm EGYM. The deal values the combined company at $7.5 billion. And joining us right now is Fritz Landman, Playlist's CEO, and Philip Roche Schrielander is EGYM's CEO. Good morning to both of you in this fitness space. We've seen what ClassPass is up to before, and we've had lots of conversations about that over the years. Tell us what this deal looks like, what it is, how it came together. Fritz?
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's great to see you guys again. We're super excited. Yeah, as you said, we're announcing the merger of these two category-defining deals, EGYM and Playlist, which, despite having basically the same grand mission, which is to get people working out more and driving longevity in the world, have almost no overlap in our businesses. They're super complementary. And you combine that with the endorsement that we're getting from these investors who, led by Affinity Partners, a $785 million financing into the company, gives us a nice war chest with our big existing investors, Vista Equity, L. Catterton, Temasek, all doubling down on the business. So that's the news. And in terms of the why, it's really the complementary nature of the businesses. Philip and his team have built the leading in-gym fitness experiences company. They build smart, connected hardware for gyms that drive user retention. They have a huge corporate aggregation business, and they're centered in Europe. Whereas, as you said, we're really a set of vertical SaaS businesses that help these businesses, do their booking and payments. And we have ClassPass, which is B2C. So it's B2C versus B2B, Europe versus kind of US and rest of world, gym focus versus studios. And
well, that's what I wanted to understand, though, Fritz, and maybe Philip can speak to this. Just, if we're all together in a year or two, what does this company look like in terms of the product offerings, both in the U.S., in Europe? What is this? I mean, are you going to be taking a lot of the stuff that you're doing in gym in Europe and bringing that to the U.S.? What does this all appear to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So, when I met Fritz for the first time, we realized that we built similar companies on different continents with the same mission of bringing more people into the gym because they will then, be living longer and better and have lower healthcare costs. And he's activating people through his B2C aggregation, ClassPass, and we will see this much more happening in Europe now. And we are launching our EGYM WellPass business, which is an employee benefit that also reduces healthcare costs in the United States. And so what you will see is more people active and lower healthcare costs on both continents.
In terms of user experience, Andrew, we're basically able to do everything but the workout for you now. We can introduce you to the right gym. We can get you booked. We can get you in there, and we can light up the experience. We literally just can't lift the weights for you.
But how much of this is a B2C business in the long term, and how much of this is actually a B2B business that's going to power gyms?
Yeah, we think about ourselves as first helping these businesses grow, Andrew, and giving them different tools to do that. And so, but we don't really care which of the businesses is making the most money. Right now, we have several unicorns that are profitable in their own right, inside of EGYM, inside of Playlist. And today, now being valued at $7.5 billion, hopefully fast on our way to being a decacorn. I think, we want to light up and continue to grow our consumer businesses so that we can drive more growth for our business customers and partners, and ultimately drive more longevity in the world. But we don't really mind whether our
Fritz,
B2C
I'm getting a tweet as we speak from a viewer who just said, go back and explain what these businesses do. Because I think that we maybe had an expectation that everybody knows exactly, but a lot of this is behind the scenes. Just walk through what these particular brands actually do.
Okay, so let's take the Playlist side first, and I'll let Philip do the EGYM side. The Playlist side has vertical software brands, MindBody, which is the biggest brand powering studios, boutique studios, in terms of their booking, their payments, their scheduling, their analytics, their AI tools to do marketing. We also
think like, Booker, guys, audience, I'm going to break this down, almost like an open table, if you will, but not really, but sort of, for the gym world. Okay, keep going.
Then we have that. Sorry. We have that for spas with Booker. Then we have consumer booking. So it'd kind of be like if we, in ClassPass, which is consumer booking, it's kind of like if DoorDash is like the ClassPass and Toast is like MindBody and Booker. And then we now have these other amazing businesses, which are Philip's businesses in EGYM. Philip, why don't you explain those?
Yeah, we have EGYM WellPass. So we are basically a corporate aggregation product. So we speak to employers and allow them to subsidize the membership for their employees to go to whatever gym they like across our 20,000 fitness partners. And then as we activate more people due to the investment of the employer, we send the less experienced exercisers specifically to gyms where our technology can also make sure that these people work out safely and effectively and have the perfect AI generated workout based on all the data we've collected.
Okay, so now I'm going to go broader for a second. I think a lot of people want to get fitter. There's no question, especially at the beginning of every year. Everybody wants to get fitter. But we're also in this unique moment where we have these amazing new drugs called GLP-1s. And I don't know. I wonder long term whether you think more and more people will ultimately get into the gym or more people will take these either, turns out it'll be pills soon, and what that actually will do psychologically to folks about getting in the gym, because once people start taking this stuff, a lot of people unfortunately don't go to the gym. That's actually been one of the problems with all of this.
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Andrew. So, on average, 40% of the weight loss coming from GLP-1, which works fantastic, but 40% of the weight loss is loss in muscle. And the problem when you lose your muscles is that you have a lower calorie consumption now. And so you can't get off the drug anymore, else you will basically regain everything you just lost, but all in fat now. And then you're much less healthy. And the solution is that you complement GLP-1 with protein intake, fiber intake, and strength training. But strength training needs to be tailored towards the people that typically take GLP-1, which means, they're a little bit on a calorie deficit, so they need to have like a super intense workout, but we can't expect a lot of pre-existing knowledge about working out. And with our full automation and our AI, we're actually in the moment running a clinical study where we want to prove with our specific tools that we have to have people lose weight via GLP-1, but shed only fat and keep their muscles, and therefore also have a good chance to get off the drug or at least have a much lower dose, which then also saves a lot of money for employers.
The experience, Andrew, that we see ourselves as unlocking is one of removing all of the friction around figuring out what are those workouts that you should do, the right workouts at the right price, at the right time, with the right friends. Then we get you into the gym, and EGYM Genius tells you exactly what to do. So it's a lot of these people who are on GLP-1s who are newer to fitness and need that friction completely removed from figuring out where to go, what they can afford, what's going to be effective, and then what to do when they actually get to the gym. That's our kind of North Star.